Honorable Speaker, sir, since from yesterday, several senior members and the former Prime Minister and the former Chief Minister of Odisha have participated on the drought situation in Odisha. Everybody's concern is that the drought situation should be tackled with a war footing and see that nobody should migrate from Odisha to other states for searching jobs. This is one of the points suggested by the former Prime Minister who represent Odisha state as a member of the parliament. Sir, I visited on 14th 11/96 three districts. I took the Chief Minister with me. In fact, I wanted to visit the drought prone area little earlier. My colleague, Shri he suggested me to visit the affected areas. But at that time, the Chief Minister was not in the state. He has gone outside for other work. I don't want to say he has unnecessarily gone. He has, with the prior engagement to contact various the global investors. He has charted out his program and he told me before he leave the country, after my arrival, you can visit the state. That's why I was postponed my program. Otherwise, I would have gone still earlier. The central team has gone before I visited the area. And also the Minister for Agriculture also visited before my going. After, I'm sorry. See, I visited three districts. Sir, I don't want to cast aspersion against anybody. The money is not the issue. For the purpose of inadequate release of funds, the employment opportunity has not been provided, or the people searching for employment, they are going out of the state, migrating from Odisha to other states for searching jobs. That is one of the points raised by the Honorable former Prime Minister. So I would like to bring it to the notice of this August House. Total resources available to Odisha is about 428 crores. Amount released 243 crores. Total expenditure up till now is 185 crores. Under rural development alone, after I visited, I declared about 50 crores will be immediately released. I do not want to cast aspersion against the state government, how the funds has been used or diverted to various other programs. I had a frank discussion with the Chief Minister. Tell me what exactly the assistance you want from the center. Subsequently, they have submitted a memorandum. The copy of the memorandum is with me. Their demand is about 585 crores. I will give the breakup. Agriculture Department 26 crores, Cooperation Department 15 crores, Fisheries 2.97 crores, Health and family welfare 4.97 crores. Housing 8, about 9 crores. Panchayat Raj 371 crores. Rural Development Department, that is including drinking water and rural works according to them, it is about 51 crores. Water Resources Department is about 87 crores. That is major and medium, minor irrigation, lift irrigation combined 87 crores. Energy Department 10 crores. Emergency feeding program 7.20 crores, which comes to about 585 crores. Sir, as I have already mentioned, under rural development itself, the Odisha state is entitled for ₹428 crores. In the 8 affected districts, earlier it was 3, subsequently it was further, the new 5 districts were formed. That is, today they are mentioning about what is called Kalahandi, KVK, special program. I have come to an opinion when I had an aerial survey. In almost all the 3 districts, in a very low-lying area, our former Chief Minister and senior most leader has come. My experience I would like to share with the honorable members of this August House. In almost all the low-lying area, there are minor irrigation tanks. Everywhere we can see green patches. Everywhere. And it is when we go to the field, I actually get down from the car and went to the paddy field with the Chief Minister and the officers. In the area where there is some moisture, the formation of the grain comparatively better than the area where the moisture content is less, in the very same field. And in most of the low-lying area, the minor irrigation tanks have been constructed. Due to the shortage of the water, is 1 watering or 2 waterings, the formation of the grain has not been totally satisfied. I would like to make this point very clear. Only 1 wetting or 2 wettings in some areas, if that is made available, I think almost all the paddy area can be saved. Sir, I asked the Chief Minister, can we not able to exploit the groundwater? Is there any groundwater? The potential is available, or what is the state government's opinion? Have you conducted any survey? Sir, he says, barring 1 or 2 districts, in almost all the districts, I think you are also there, barring 1 or 2 districts, if we put up tube wells, there is sufficient groundwater and we can use that groundwater at the time of the shortage of rain. You can call it the drought or whatever the situation that may arise. If we take up the tube wells in a massive scale, I think we can save, instead of spending money on various unproductive works, the green patches even today, anybody from the top, if we go by an aerial survey if you have, we can see the crop is good. But when we go to the field, we can see that the crop is only for outside this thing we can see the greenery. And the grains has not been formed because of 1 or 2 shortage of wetting. This is the real situation what I have observed. So I told the Chief Minister, you appoint an expert who is a known geologist and conduct a survey. The central government is prepared to provide any amount of money for the tube wells, because these 8 districts, earlier 3 districts, now it is 8 districts, where every year the drought problem is not today or tomorrow. I think when Chandrasekharji was the Prime Minister, you also went there at the time. At that time, there is reports, the several deaths, so many types of reports, and the situation was so grave. And you also made a visit at that time. In Kalahan, the issue was discussed in the Parliament. I would like to draw the attention of the House. We may spend any amount of money for the relief measures as a temporary measure. I could only say, instead of that, if we take up some permanent measures, we can definitely avoid this type of misery to the local people. Sir, I don't want to cast aspersion because our former Prime Minister has come right now. The Chief Minister is present with me. I myself, he was there, asked 1 or 2 old aged ladies, are you getting any old age pension? In fact, I went to the mob, he was there. I asked particularly, because I don't know the Oriya language, and I asked the officers, please translate what that old lady says. She says, no old age pension for me. And I asked the district collector, what are you doing? Then he says, he calls the Sarpanch. The Sarpanch was not traceable, because I don't want to narrate anything. He was one of our colleague members who is sitting here. He was there on the spot. The Sarpanch was not available, and the DC was little bit shaky to give a correct answer. Then I told him, whatever happened, happened. At least you must select the poorest of the poor when you are going to give such benefits, either old age pension or subsidized food grains, whatever it may be, you must select the poorest of the poor. That's the instructions I gave. And he told me that the quota fixed for Odisha, or whatever the ceiling limit, whatever it may be, about 17,000 people, the people have been fixed for old age pension. If that is relaxed, I can extend the benefit to the other remaining people. That is what he made a presentation to me. Then I also took a decision to relax by providing 5,000 more to Odisha so far as these 7-8 districts are concerned, and old age people who are denied the old age pensions, they should be again identified and the benefit should be extended to them. These are the instructions I have given. On that day, in presence of the Chief Minister, I declared 50 crores additional funds we are going to release. Sir, I don't want to take the much time with this August House. I only mention about the money that has been released afterwards, what the money that is available under each category I can give. Still, JRY, the balance amount, still the balance amount is available, is 51 available is 162.67 crores. IAY 58 crores. MWS 16 crores. Employment Affirmation Scheme is available 111.45. IRDP 30.21 and Dwarka DWCRE 1.28, toolkits 1.17. All these things are, I am not going to try to say that the money is available and the people are going for search of job. That means the question of spending this money for some other area there may be the problem for the state government, but they have not given the clear picture. The money might have been diverted for various other things. But anyway, I do not want to now take that excuse and see that the people should suffer. To provide any amount of work, the government of India is prepared to release funds. I will give you this much of assurance to all honorable members of this House who represents Odisha. I am prepared to provide any amount of money that is required to provide the labor, to provide employment, to provide the necessary drinking water to those villages. They have said about 26,000 villages are suffering from the drought. That is one of the reports by the state government. Whether it is grant, whether it is going to be adjusted in future out of the plan allocation, that is not the issue now to be discussed. Let us, as our former Prime Minister has said, it should be tackled in a war footing. Yes, we are ready. What is the quantum of the share from the center and the share from the state? All these things can be discussed later on. I am going to give a categorical assurance that we are prepared to provide the necessary funds. There is no need of anybody to go out of the states for search of the employment, any amount of employment, what is required by the state, let them take the works, and we are prepared to provide the necessary funds. This is all what I would like to say. Sir, in addition to the calamity relief fund, which I have released about 38 crores. No, earlier under rural development, what the money that is available and what was released and what was not spent, that is a different matter that I have just mentioned for the benefit of this August House. So 98 crores, which was under this irrigation, the money that we have for irrigation, the money that has been provided this year, 800 crores. That, out of that, we have released 98 crores for Odisha. The Chief Minister in his memorandum has requested about 87 crores. For Odisha it comes to about 98 crores. He can fully utilize that money for any minor irrigation works or whatever the works he wants to take up. There is no problem. That is a separate amount, not comes under the calamity relief fund. It is from the general budget what we have provided 800 crores for major and medium irrigation projects and 100 crores for minor irrigation project. Out of that we have released 98 crores as a share to Odisha state. And the other thing is the basic minimum service is not, it also does not come under the category of the calamity relief fund. We have provided about 2,480 crores. Out of that, Odisha will get 79 crores. All that money is we are prepared to release. Let them spend. Under basic minimum services, drinking water or your rural roads, all these things, under 2,480 crores, we are prepared to release as its quota, as a share. Odisha will get about 79 crores additional amount. And that also I am prepared to release the full amount and let it be used for the purpose of generating the necessary employment to those people who are searching for jobs, who are searching for the employment. There is no need to go. There is no need to go for migration, as a part migration to any other neighboring states. Sir, even the food grains, the quota that was fixed was about 45,000 metric tons. Now we have increased to 75,000 metric tons to Odisha. In September we have taken that decision. So the question is, the shortage of fund to tackle this problem will not arise. Whether 600 crores, 500 crores, or whether it is 100% central government grant, I am not prepared to say anything right now, because let us discuss this issue, because and the guidelines, the norms that were fixed to tackle this drought and the flood damages, how the fund should be shared among the states and the center. All these guidelines are there. I cannot give an assurance exclusively for the Odisha, all the money is going to be a full grant. I can't say that now. Under irrigation, all the money that is going to be released, 98 crores is grant. And basic minimum service, 79 crores is full grant. And the money that has been released under the calamity relief fund, 38 crores is full grant. So what I mean to say is, apart from the money that is available under various categories of rural development, more than 100 or 180 crores, the money that has been now spelled out under irrigation, under basic minimum service, under calamity relief fund, all this money is available right now, and the state government should come up to the expectation of the people and see that necessary action should be taken, either to provide drinking water or to provide the employment opportunity to rural masses who are suffering. Sir, in addition to that, I have declared almost all those blocks which have not been provided with employment affirmation schemes. All the blocks have been taken up, and for each block we are going to release 20 lakhs for each block under employment assurance scheme. And that the notification has already been issued. For those districts, 26 districts, he has said, apart from this 8 districts, out of 30, 26 districts this time is scanty rainfall. That is what the chief minister told me. Almost all the blocks which have not been covered under employment guarantee scheme, all those blocks have been covered and the GO has been issued, and we have also instructed to release 20 lakhs per block under employment affirmation scheme, employment guarantee scheme.
Could the Prime Minister kindly clarify, is it almost all the blocks or all the blocks?
All the remaining blocks.
Because there are 314 blocks, Prime Minister.
Please, I will give the details.
Yes, Prime Minister.
Because I don't want to read almost all the employment assurance schemes will be extended to all the 8 blocks in Bolangir and Sonapur districts which are not yet covered with this scheme. The 20 lakhs per block will be released to each block for starting the work. For Odisha as a whole, 40 more blocks will be added, taking the total to 290 blocks during the year before 30th, and the balance, if any, will be not covered under this famine affected districts. If at all, if any other blocks are remaining, we wanted to cover up almost all the blocks in the whole country by 97, 98. And those blocks which comes under these affected districts will be covered this year itself.
Just 1 minute, Mr. Speaker, sir. In fact, there are
we are already encroaching into the private member's time.
This is an important issue. The Honorable Agriculture Minister has already stated that the Food for Work program is going to be basically based on the employment assurance scheme. Now, the 24 blocks, there are only 24 blocks remaining. So couldn't the Prime Minister kindly beseech the Honorable Parliamentary Affairs Minister yesterday to beseech the Prime Minister in turn? There are only 24 blocks remaining, and all these 24 blocks are covered under these 28 districts. So why doesn't the Honorable Prime Minister now on the floor of the House, instead of March, if he could do it today, it will be much better for us.
What I suggested to the Chief Minister was, all those blocks which comes under the purview of these affected districts will be covered. As our honourable member has suggested, if it is 20 blocks is remaining, I am prepared to consider that, and I will see those blocks also going to be covered.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, please. We have already. Unless you want to suspend the private members' time, because that is not fair. Huh?
Just one line. Another 2-3 points I would like to mention. Sir, Lower Indra irrigation project, that is a major irrigation project, and Lower Suktala project, Suktala project. Those are major irrigation projects where there is some problem. Some people want the projects to be taken up, and some people are opposing it because of the land submersion. I told the Chief Minister to submit these 2 projects. We are going to incorporate in the 9th 5-year plan, and this I categorically mean. Pardon?
Organizer signature has submitted this project.
No, no, not it. Even, please, we are constantly in touch with the state government. In fact, day before yesterday, I asked my cabinet secretary to contact the chief secretary and ask him to submit those two projects. And they are under, still, they are, I am telling you, there is no need for me to suppress any information. They are now preparing all the necessary data.
No. With project.
Sir, the only...
Yes, I am listening, sir. After...
I am already assured these two projects are going to be included in the 9th 5-year plan, which is going to be finalized in next 2 months or 3 months. That I have told it already, and here also I am going to make that commitment on the floor of the House. This is going to solve major problem, and naturally some area is going to be submerged. We have to rehabilitate them, and necessary funds are going to be provided for rehabilitation and resettlement. That is altogether a different matter. I have taken up the decision because permanent solution, as suggested by the Honorable former Prime Minister, that this is one of the areas where we can find out the permanent solution is by taking up these two projects, as suggested by the state government. And the other two things, what was suggested by the local people also, that is one, Zonk medium irrigation, Zonk, Z-O-N-K, medium irrigation project, which is expected to irrigate about 10,000 hectares of land should be completed. That is under execution, an incomplete project. We are going to provide money, as I have already said, about 93 crores we have released under the... You want?
Yes, I wanted to say
I will leave it.
Sir, yesterday I heard the former Prime Minister as well as yourself this morning, this afternoon. One thing that is in between the lines, that there is sufficient fund, there is a large number of schemes that can take care of this. What is weak is the administrative machinery there which can really implement and execute these schemes. What help can the central government give in this emergency to the state government to have a more effective machinery which can really implement all these schemes in time? Will you kindly consider this proposal of having some special commissioners for this type of job, particularly the people who have done work in Maharashtra's famine and they did commendable work, they may have that experience, so that these things do not go by slow implementation.
See, I do not want to interfere with the state administration.
No interference, but a sort of a suggestion for help.
I am not willing to interfere with the state administration. To appoint a BDO, to appoint a Gram Sevak, please, there are vacancies, I don't want to go in detail on every aspect. How many posts of doctors have not been filled up? All these things I am not going to again make that as an issue here. See, these are all the matters which the state government has to look into. This is not the concern.
हमारे बहुत ठीक है, लेकिन 180 मौतें हो गई और राज्य सरकार कह रही है कि डायरिया से मरे.
We have already taken 9 minutes of the private members. I am not going to allow. No, Mr. Rawat, please. Prime Minister, if you can kindly now conclude.
Every chief minister is demanding that more power should be given to the states on the basis of the Sarkariya Commission. And one meeting we have held with all the chief ministers, and a subcommittee has been constituted to give the recommendations. Yesterday our former chief minister was also saying, you give full free scope for us, we will manage ourselves. You were expressing that. I don't think the money is not the issue. Please, I will just mention about our former chief minister, Mr. Narasimha Rao ji, has released 8.10 crores for starting the what is called free feeding centers. We call it as Ganji Kendra in our area, to feed the masses who are suffering in those districts. 8.10 crores he has released. That is in December 94. And the money that has been spent under that category is hardly 4.5 crores. He has released out of his Prime Minister's Relief Fund. I can narrate so many other things. I don't want to go in detail about
I don't think there is time for you to narrate all this.
I only request the state government, let them start the work with all right earnestness. and whatever money that is necessary, we are prepared to provide. Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, there are 2 points involved here. Briefly, one is the drought situation that has overtaken the state this year. The other is the permanent commitment of Prime Minister to this particular area containing 8 districts, now 3 districts originally, which is called KBK. Now this will not be finished or even tackled effectively by the state government alone. It has to receive large doses of help, assistance and attention from the Prime Minister himself. This is what I tried to raise yesterday, sir. If he is good enough to give me that commitment about this KBK, which happened to be the most backward in the country, then I think my request will be met.
Mr. Darshan will have to say this. He promised KBK. He promised 4,500 crores. Now he's trying to dump on his head. No, I'm very sorry. He has a 10 years project, maybe 10 years or 20 years. It must come under the plan. No, it's not a personal issue. What is this personal issue? He has done it for the people, not for himself. No, he has not done nothing for the people. Only, yes, I have done.
No, please, now, please.
I found 50 crores when the Asna was in flood. The Prime Minister did not give anything. Prime Minister gave...
Mr. Raji, please.
Shut up. Please talk.
No. Please. I think Mr. Patnaik is enough.
Whatever money you gave, sir, it must be monitored.
Please conclude.
Don't tell me that you are not going to interfere in state affairs. Half the money will go to the pocket. Even Rajiv Bhaji said that 80% money goes to the pocket of the lads. And these are the lads he is talking about.
Please, Mr. Patnaik. Please, Mr. No. Not at all. That's not the way.
I would like to assure the Honorable former Prime Minister, so far as these 8 districts are concerned, it is not the question of 8 districts. The question of giving the priority for those areas which are suffering by this drought. It is not because of Odisha. Let me be very frank on this issue. And if I say something that nobody should mistake me that I am attributing certain motives behind this. See, the purpose of providing 800 crores for irrigation this year for the first time is to tackle some of those projects which are pending for last several years. Lingering projects, nobody bothers. And this is the first time we took a decision to provide 800 crores for irrigation under central government budget. My intention is to provide more for irrigation, which is definitely going to help the area where the scanty rainfall is there, and every state have got such areas. So I would like to assure the Honorable former Prime Minister that 93 crores or 98 crores provided this year will be enhanced. That is 100% Government of India grant. There is no question of any state government's commitment on that. We are going to see that the necessary funds are going to be provided to tackle this problem. I told the Chief Minister to engage an expert who has got sufficient knowledge about the assessment of the groundwater, a geologist, and conduct a survey in all these areas. If the tube wells are going to be taken in a large scale, wherever the underground water is available, then it is definitely going to solve the problem of those people who are suffering from all these years due to scanty rainfall, whether it is a rain shadow area, whether it is a dark area. I do not want to enter into all those things. The Government of India is prepared to find out some solution, permanent solution for this area. You call it by any name. About the scheme that has been formulated by former Prime Minister, the KVK or KVK, that I am not bothered about how much money has been released and all these things. I am not going to go into the details. But only my concern is we wanted to see some permanent relief is given to the type of the drought prone areas. See, we have taken a decision.
I'm sorry.
You have suggested yesterday, in some area, in Kaveri, there is no water. In Ganga, there is lot of water. Brahmaputra, there is lot of water. You are suggesting yesterday. Sir, I constituted in expert committee whether can we transfer the water from the surplus basin to the deficit basin. I have already constituted the committee and I have given all the what we call the guidelines. What are all the areas they should
lot of work that has been done by Dr. K. Rao. If you go through by that,
please hear me. That is only on Peninsular Valley scheme. I put the question, Mr. Farmer Water Resources Minister, Mr. Shuklaji has said I have already in touch with the department because I am equally anxious about the irrigation. You know my commitment to the farmers and irrigation. I don't want to go to those details. I have already constituted the committee to find out the possibilities, feasibility. It should be economically feasible, it should be technically feasible, and how best we can make use of the surplus water from the surplus basin to the deficit basin. That will be examined, and as soon as the report comes, I will come before the House for higher allocation and so far as implementing the Hanumantrao, Devegowda, because of his ill health, he is declared. Mr. Hanumantrao has been made the chairman. Money also we have to generate. money can be generated if you all collectively work together. That's all I can say. Sir, the massive tube wells program, exclusively we are going to fund it from government.
Mr. Prime Minister, I will now have to take the... Please, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, please. Now I have to take the consensus of the House. We have already taken 16 minutes of the private members. Is it the consensus of the House that
I will just only...
Sir, only 10 minutes.
No.
It's a national calamity.
This is a private member's time. I am just asking only. I am not going to block it.
We request all the members to extend only 10 minutes, sir.
नहीं हाँ इसीलिए तो मैंने कहा
In 10 minutes. 10 minutes, sir.
No, there is no need of 10 minutes. I only say to all the members who represent Odisha, please have this in your mind that the question of mixing politics, you said it is a Congress state or no question. In a jocular way, our whip has mentioned.
Your answer should be said that we are satisfied.
There is no
you are and we are
politics.
satisfied.
Whatever
Two more things they want to say, give 1 minute each.
Whatever money that is necessary to tackle this problem, we are prepared to provide from Government of India. And about the whether it is 100% grant or which is going to be adjusted in the plan, all these things are not relevant now. Let us, with all seriousness, tackle the problem in those 8 districts. That for that necessary funds will be released. This will be the assurance I am providing. If you want, I am prepared to again call them separately.
It's not 8 districts,
it's 26 districts,
that is the
not 8
difficulty.
districts.
You see, it's only because Kalahandi, Koraput and Devegowda, it's only because these 3 districts have been highlighted.
Please. In 26 districts, the Chief Minister's report says, out of 30 districts, 26 districts is affected. In 26 districts, 2,600 villages. That is what he has sent the report, and that report contains all details, and the money required also I have said it. And the money is not the issue. The money we are going to provide. Let the state government start the work with all seriousness.
Sir, only one